Hello. Hey, folks. War Thunder Pain. Yep. Classic. Do some War Thunder in like 2-3 days California time. I don't have Facebook or Twitter, so I can't request a squad up. You don't need a Facebook or a Twitter in order to request a squad up whenever I play War Thunder. I'm not sure if I'll play War Thunder until minimum the patch comes out. I'm kind of in the middle of a break, like an extended break from War Thunder. So whether or not I actually end up playing is something that we'll have to determine once the patch rolls around. I might play it, I might not. I'm pretty burned out of War Thunder at the moment, so I'm taking a much needed break under the guise of I have school. I really need to make some more. I really need to make some content for Enlisted too. Maybe I'll make a video on the MKb. Hello, Necros. How you doing, man? Hope you are doing well. I'm doing all right. Things have been crazy busy for me. Been spending a ton of time working on school lately. A lot of reading, a lot of writing. This month for me has been the busiest month of my semester. Like, I don't go more than 4 days without something due. So it's been pretty nutty. I'm busy with an essay on VAT, then an analysis of 5 journalistic works. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, most of what I'm doing as far as writing as a history major is analysis of primary sources, or analysis of writings. Basically taking very complex ideas and breaking them down into simple terms for people to understand. Yes, I have read Marx's fantasy novel. It's actually over on my bookshelf. Thankfully, I haven't had to read Kaczynski's fantasy novel as well. But I did have to read Karl Marx last semester. And it has not changed my mind about his ideas at all. Yes, gun. Gun, go shoot. What was Marx's novel? It was very boring. It was a lot of rhetoric, and it was a lot of like I could see he was trying to sort of predict. He was basically trying to predict the future, and simple fact of the matter is that the future didn't turn out the way that he was hoping. Marx does a great job of laying out what he believes and what his ideas are. He does a terrible job of laying out exactly how you're supposed to implement them. He just says, this will happen. And then doesn't explain how it's supposed to happen. It's pretty bad. Did Steiner's counterattack break through the Russian lines? I don't know what you're talking about. This is the Battle of Moscow. Steiner is just... Who's Steiner? Pretty sure Steiner is just a staff officer at this time. German man on crack changes world history. Steiner D's nuts. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just that I disagreed with most of Marx's predictions. It was just like... It felt so naive. Maybe that's just with the benefit of hindsight, but it felt so naive. Like, him... I think honestly, the observation of the way that capitalism was going completely disproved almost all of his theories. The idea that an entire class of people would just throw away any chance of like promotion or greater success to benefit everybody is not the way that modern Western society is developed. Hell, it's not really the way that any society developed and continues to develop. It's so counterintuitive. It's so counterintuitive to human nature that I struggle to wonder what the actual fuck he was smoking when he wrote a lot of that stuff. Not to mention that it was just incredibly dry. War Thunder servers died. Nice. Server hamster acting up as normal. And Jean-Claude Van Schott even went and handed them an entire bag of hamster feed. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but Jean-Claude Van Schott went and visited the Russian devs in Moscow, because he's Russian. He's an English streamer, but he's Russian. And he brought like 3 giant bags of hamster feed with them to give to the server engineers. It was fucking kecked up. I'll tell you that much. I'll see if I can find a photo. I haven't watched many of Jean-Claude Van Schott's streams, but the ones that I have watched have been fucking hilarious. Oh yeah, here we are. Hold on. Let's see here. Here we go. I have personally passed food for the War Thunder server hamsters. Oh shit. Oops. At the Gaijin and HQ in Moscow. See? Fucking top keck. Okay. Let's see here. Pull up my Spotify playlist, I think. There we go. Okay. As much as I adore the Enlisted theme song, it would be kind of annoying if it was just playing constantly. Okay. So, as I promised, we're going to be checking out the MKb-42H Proto-Assault rifle. So, for people who are not familiar with this, I'm sure a vast majority of you are, but for those of you who are not, this is the predecessor to what would become the Sturmgewehr 44. Not the direct predecessor, but it's like the uncle, sort of, or the I don't want to say grandfather, but something like that. This is a couple iterations before the Sturmgewehr. Yeah, if you've played Red Orchestra, Heroes of Stalingrad, then you will recognize this weapon. It is that gun. This was basically Germany's first iteration on the design. And the first one to see proper troop trials. So what this is an open bolt, intermediate cartridge firing, select fire rifle. So it fires an intermediate cartridge, the 7.92 by 33 millimeter Kurtz cartridge, as opposed to 7 by 57 or 8 by 57 millimeter Mauser. So the bullet diameter is the same, but the overall cartridge is much shorter and much less powerful. What does this give you? This gives you controllability and full auto fire, while also retaining effective range out to about 600 meters. I will disagree with people who say that the Fedorov Automat is the first assault rifle. The Fedorov Automat is really more of a battle rifle than it is an assault rifle. Because the cartridge that it uses is really more high-end. Is really closer to something like 8mm Mauser or 7.62 NATO than it is closer to the 7.92 by 33. A DMR before DMRs were a thing? Not really. There wasn't, like, the standard rifle doesn't have a scope on it. This variant just happens to have a ZF-41 designated marksman's optic on it. And the idea was that you would give this select fire rifle with a designated marksman scope on it to the guy in the squad that is the better shot. To the guy in the squad who was the better shot, and then he would be able to make hits at longer ranges. The way the Germans went about organizing this weapon and implementing it into the German army was, instead of just kind of sprinkling them out all over the place, they would re-equip entire units, like entire companies, with MKBs, whether it be the Walther variant or the Haenel variant, which is what we see here. Because there was a MKb-42W from the Walther company, the same guys who would make the G41 and the G43. The Haenel design here would eventually win out. The Walther design was problematic. It just wasn't as reliable. It was a lot more complicated. It was harder to produce, and so on. Now, the Germans conducted trials of this in, like, March of 1942. So, after the Battle of Moscow was effectively over. And they determined that the rifle was great, except for one big problem. The fact that it was open bolt. Now, to put it in simple perspective, to put it in simple terms, an open bolt gun means that when you cock the bolt remains fixed in the rear position, and that is the ready to fire position. So when you pull the trigger, the gun doesn't instantly fire. Instead, it releases the bolt, which will come forward, pick up a round, and as soon as it chambers, as soon as it's fully chambered and locked, it fires. So there's a slight delay between when you pull the trigger and the gun actually goes bang, The problem with that is, or the advantage to that is that you have much better cooling because the barrel is open at both ends and allows better airflow through the barrel. So the barrel stays cool, and that's really good for fully automatic fire. The problem is that this rifle was envisioned to be more a semi-automatic rifle than it was to be a fully automatic rifle. And so in semi-auto, having that mass go kerchunk forward, having the mass of the bolt moving forward and hitting the back of the chamber, had an opportunity to and that time delay created an opportunity for your aim to be disrupted before the bullet actually left the barrel. And so it makes semi-automatic fire a lot more difficult to do. And so the Germans recognized this, and they said, okay, this is a problem that we need to address. However, we need guns, and we need them now. So we're still going to put this into production, and then in later variants, we're going to change this to a closed bolt gun, which is what you would traditionally think of as like a normal gun. You cock the bolt back, the bolt goes forward, it picks up a round, chambers it, and sits there. And it won't fire until you pull the trigger. So on the MP43/1, they would change this to a closed bolt system. That's sort of the basic there. Now, the Germans would equip entire companies with just these. They would replace their machine guns, their rifles, their submachine guns, all with MKb-42s. And they realized that when you did this, you created a massive amount of firepower for the troops on the ground. Because the troops all of a sudden had 30 rounds on tap, as fast as they could fire it, and it would be effective at any range. So this creates a one hell of an advantage on the battlefield. Instead of using a bolt action rifle where you fire one round and then you have to rack the bolt and create a whole new shot in order to try and hit the guy again, with this you just go bang, 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 hit, and you will see that when we play. So with a bolt action rifle, it would be bang, rack the bolt, bang, rack the bolt. With this, you just shoot until you hit the guy. And in this case, having a designated marksman's optic is quite nice, actually. And the way that this is mounted, you can actually... So, this is the default view. But the way that this is mounted, if you just tap the right mouse button and don't hold it, you can go into an iron sight mode and you still use the irons. So, let me reduce the volume of that. Let me turn up the game volume. And if I use it in full auto, as long as I'm firing in bursts, I can maintain a pretty high level of accuracy. If I just dump the whole mag, it's going to be pretty difficult to keep rounds on target, and you really don't need 30 rounds in order to put somebody down. Cruise it, and we'll figure the modifications needed later. Truly a German classic. Yeah, well, I mean, at the same time, despite the fact that this was like a limited troop trial, there was supposed to be like a whole report process that they would go through where the units would go out and use the weapons, and they would come back and they would write up a report. The combat trials of these weapons went so freaking well that they just decided to, like, forget it. We'll just put this thing into full-scale production. And it was still known at the time as a machine carabiner, as a machine carbine. Now, when they went to go put these things into production, Hitler heard about it and then wasn't enthused with the idea. His idea of increasing a squad's firepower was making everybody a sniper. Basically taking full-power semi-automatic rifles and putting scopes on them. That was his idea. But the Wehrmacht understood the value of this weapon to the point where they just passed it off as another machine pistol as an improved machine pistol to Hitler, and that would be the MP43/1. And it wasn't the fact that Hitler just didn't like this rifle, he just thought that his idea was better. And in fact, he actually ordered them to develop a machine carbine in the full power 8mm Mauser, which they did. They developed a rifle. I think it was the Guslaufwerke, developed a rifle in full powered 8mm Mauser that was select fire and so on. And the German army took one look at it and was like, "This is awful. This is dumb. We don't need this." It's like Spain without the S. Spain. Yeah, but that's probably for the best, Scumbag Gaming. The fact that this is the second to last unlock for the German Moscow campaign is probably a good thing, as you're going to see. Because having a select fire, low recoiling, self-loading rifle, especially with a scope at this tier, or in this campaign where bolt-action rifles are so prevalent, is, let's just say it's not very much of a fair fight. Oh, and this is a perfect map for it too. Looks like we're defending. Awesome. Haha. Yes, I am floating thing. Whoa. Okay, I'm not moving right now. Enlisted, please. What the fuck is going on? Am I downloading anything? It shouldn't be. No. I have no control. Yes, this is the other thing that the Germans developed at the time. It was teleporting. Teleportation technology. Okay, what the fuck? Alright, I'm gonna back out of this. Try this again. Turn off Europe. I know that War Thunder servers are dying, but here's to hoping. I was hoping that that wouldn't affect the Enlisted servers. Thoughts on the Gewehr with the Kurz cartridge? It's a great gun. Yeah, quite honestly, in a vast majority of circumstances, an intermediate cartridge is just 10 times better than a full-powered rifle cartridge. And it shows. And the Gewehr 43 with the 7.92 is just a way nicer rifle. Hell, it's even better than the MKb-42 and the MP-43 in a lot of ways. The big downside being the alright, that's much better. The big downside being the fact that it doesn't have a full auto selector. For whatever reason, it has a 3-round burst selector, which just, to me, sounds dumb. And I've seen I've physically seen that rifle in person at the German Wehrtechnische Studiensammlung, which is like a military technical museum for study or something like that. It's basically the Bundeswehr's, the German military's private museum collection. Remember what I said about this weapon being very useful? Oh, God. In this case, we're using the KP-26. The Swami Perkele. There's an enemy on this point. Where? I don't know. Oh, looks like they got him. This is also a really, really good weapon, but you can only get it if you either got it through the Battle Pass, or you bought it with gold after the Battle Pass season ended. Very, very fun weapon. I also managed to get my hands on the ZH-29 here, although I'm not getting much of an opportunity to use it. And this is going to be rough. The reason I'm even still using an MP28 on this guy is because it's a fully upgraded one. Normally I would replace it with something else, but I mean, it's good enough. Go to Golden Weapon Order that way. That I did not know. Then again, I haven't logged in on a consistent enough basis. Like, I'll log in, like, once. And then, like, I'll wait 2 days and then I'll log back in again. Like, I haven't been religious about logging in every single day. Maybe I'll start doing more of that in the future. Oh, those are bombs. Ow. Dang it. Wiped out the whole damn squad. Hey, there's an enemy beacon in here. Oh, God. Oops. Fuck. God damn it. I didn't have a pistol. What I should have done is I should have focused on shooting the beacon. Oh well. We'll take it out here in a sec. Do you think mouse and keyboard would be too strong for console? Not at all. Here's the thing, like, mouse and keyboard on console should be no different to mouse and keyboard on PC. I don't see any reason why it would be different, to be honest. Oh, fuck off. Jesus Christ, there's just beacons everywhere. I could have sworn I saw somebody in that tower. That's a tank. Alright, well that works. That's 2 enemy tanks. Alright, very nice. The hip fire on this thing is remarkably good. Like, very accurate. Damn. There we go. Starting to run out of ammo here. What? Oh, okay. He bamboozled me. I was like, where the fuck? He backed up. And then bamboozled me from behind. Well, the NKVD unit is the assaulter unit. So the first submachine gun squad you get is an NKVD unit, which is why you see the blue hats everywhere. Oh shit. This KP-26 is amazing. Like, next to no recoil. This is where a grenade would actually be very handy. Shit, that's a tank. Stay behind this. They really don't like me in here. Oh, okay. That's not too surprising. Why are you guys still trapped in here? Oh my god. Did some idiot put down a beacon? No, it's probably just a spawn. Spawn has them glitched. Man, that's frustrating. AI is trying to keep warm. Yeah, no kidding. Cold on the Russian front, man. Okay. Oh, fuck off. Here's another submachine gun that's really good. Although, this version of the Beretta M38 only comes with a 20-round magazine. The louder you shot percolate, the more accurate it becomes. Yeah. Everybody knows that, though. How to kill it! Oh, fuck off. Really? Okay. That guy just fucking insta-killed me. Insta-drop shot in my ass. Fuck. It's not hitting anything. There we go. Somebody's got to take out that tank, though. With that tank sitting there, it's going to be, like, nigh impossible. Fuck. Fuck off. Really? Not a single one of those rounds hit him? Fuck, man. I may spawn at a Panzer IV. Because this is ridiculous. The fact that that tank is still fucking sitting there is beyond me. It's like, could our pilots be any more fucking blind? Alright. Finally, they take out the T-60 right as I finally bring up my fucking tank. Remember, children, all warfare is based. Sun Tzu. No, just all warfare is based. Oh god. Oh, fuck off. Oh no. Would our infantry just get on the fucking point already? What is going on over here? My lord, people. Alright, well, that was kind of inevitable. That was bound to happen. I'm actually going to bring out the engineer here, and I'm going to build a beacon a lot closer. Because this is ridiculous. Like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on with our team. Oh, fuck off. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Team! Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm gonna have to bring out the rifle squad here. This isn't working. Oh, come on. Oh, damn it, I threw it on top of the house. Oh, come on! Really? He just... And that AI just came around the corner, fucking nailed me in the face, and just insta-killed me. God damn it. Ugh. No, there's not a KV-1 or 2 in T-34 in Moscow, thank fuck. This team is garbage. Holy shit. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna set up another beacon behind this wooden log. Is it ideal? No, but we need another spawn beacon. The beacons we currently have are just not close enough. How the fuck do they have so many people on this goddamn point? God damn it, you just can't get around the fucking building without instantaneously dying. Great, and I can't spawn a fucking tank either. God damn it, this team is bad. Out a fucking smoke screen. This is such a difficult thing to attack. Finally. Oh, god damn it. Not a single one of those rounds landed. What is that hitbox on the AT gun? Are you kidding me? Oh god, I'm out of bullets. Oh, come on! Blast! And I don't have any more bullets for this guy. Yeah, it's basically me and this STAS guy. We're the only two that are actually doing anything. Everybody else is just... might as well not even be there. Ugh, this is the most frustrating part of Enlisted. It's like, god damn it, team. Build some fucking beacons. Alright, well, you just ran that guy over there. That's fine. They've revamped part of it. The progression system, like for soldiers now, no longer requires you to buy a shit ton of soldiers. You just buy a soldier, and then if you have enough bronze orders and you've unlocked the upgrade levels... I think that tank is getting a little bit too ahead of itself. You buy a soldier, and then if you've unlocked the appropriate levels, you can just spend bronze orders to upgrade them. Oh god. Why is... And then the rest of my squad is just fucking dead, because reasons. Yeah, I don't like the weird recoil patterns either. They're going to be replaced though. The devs have said that they plan on replacing them with like a standard recoil pattern set. It's just random recoil patterns are just dumb. It truly is just a really bad idea. It makes the game feel cheap and like really scummy. Oh my god, that was way too fucking difficult. Oh shit, that's a lot of Russians. At least this time we're actually gonna have a bit of cover. Oh shit. I'm gonna run out of bullets. Alright, well I got another guy with the explosive pack before I went down. No, I'm gonna spawn over here. Yeah, it's basically me and this STAS guy. We're like the only ones doing anything. Oh, come on. No! Damn it! Fuck you. Alright, that beacon is down.
Get back to the battlefield, soldier.
Fuck. Well, I appreciate that guy building a beacon somewhere. It's too far from the battlefield to be all that useful, to be honest. He's doing a better job than most people do. Most people just don't build a beacon, period. Fuck. Oh, come on. No! Alright, well, we got that guy finally. Fuck. Just isn't working. And we burned so many fucking tickets trying to take this point. Enemy team is playing just excruciatingly well. I'm just blind firing into the windows because I can't see anything. Not from this distance. Oh god. Gotta move. Fuck off. It's like as soon as they see me, they just instantly nail me. Ah, same with the AI. Fuck. Oh well. We're not gonna win this one. That says the G41M, but it looks far more like a G41W. That's only because the nose caps are similar. They use the same basic operating system. Or gas operation system, which is a gas trap system. So they have this like big old nose cap on the end of the barrel to capture the gas and run the gas piston. But the Gewehr 41M made by Mauser is a far more complex system, which I'll show you when we get back here to the hangar. I'm not going to be able to hold this. But I'll do what I can. Yeah, see, that's... God damn it. Dude, I got 7,600 experience out of this. And we're gonna fucking lose. Fucking wonderful. Yeah, these are the only 2 guys left. If it wasn't for the fact that I have a lot of restraint when it comes to saying things in chat, I would say that this fucking team was just awful, except for this Stas guy. God damn it. Like, he was the only one who was actually doing anything, and that was mostly because he was in a tank. Beyond that, I pretty much had to carry this entire team, and that just, it's not the way it works in Enlisted. Oh, that's wonderful. We had, like, 4 people quit mid-battle. Jesus Christ. Alright, let me get these perks sorted. Yeah, we'll definitely go with that. Since we don't have enough perk points for the, extra health. In this case, that's what I want. That's one of the best perks in the game. Alright, what do I have for points? Definitely grab that. I'll go with that one. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so as I was saying about the G41M, if you look at a G41, like back end, and you look at the G41M back end, you can see that they are completely different rifles. They only look similar because of this nose cap. They both have a gas trap system. So instead of drilling a hole in the barrel and then tapping gas off of that to run a piston, they have a gas trap system back here, which comes back and impinges on the bolt. Now, the way that the Mauser system works, when the Germans put out the requirement for their semi-automatic rifle, the requirement stated that they wanted a rifle that could be used as a bolt action if the self-loading system failed. And so as a result, Mauser looked at these requirements and took them very seriously, and so they followed them to the letter. So the way that this system works is when the bolt handle is locked like this, the bolt travels normally. Like it's not physically connected to the bolt. And so when the rifle fires, it cycles normally like a semi-automatic rifle. And this doesn't move. However, when you turn the bolt handle upwards and draw it back, it turns a half-moon circle into a recess in the bottom of the bolt and grabs the bolt and pulls it back. So it's a combination bolt action and semi-automatic rifle. And if you were to turn off the gas system, you could run this like a bolt action rifle. The difference being that it would like you would have to just cycle it like a K98. But the way you cock this is you lift the bolt handle up, draw the bolt back, push it forward to pick up a round, and then close it, and then the rifle just cycles like a semi-auto. It's weird. And it was extremely complex. And there's a pretty good reason why this rifle was not adopted and the G41 was. Because despite the fact that the G41 did not follow the requirements set out by the German military, and they just designed a purely semi-automatic system. It was a lot simpler, and it was also a lot more reliable and a lot easier to make. And so the Germans did trials of the G41M and the G41W, and they determined that the Walther was by far and away the better rifle, despite the fact that it did not follow all of the requirements. And it was ultimately the one that was selected. And in this case, this premium rifle squad is armed with G41Ms. This was actually a very rare case where quite a number of troops actually turned down a semi-automatic rifle over their bolt actions, because this was just such a complex system and such a difficult rifle to maintain in the field. And part of the reason why the G41 W was replaced by the G43 was because this gas trap system got dirty really, really quickly. Like, it was a lot more susceptible to fouling. And so they would have to use it for a day, and then they would have to clean it. Whereas with a normal bolt action rifle that they were used to, they would maybe have to clean it like once a week or something at most. And that is if they were doing a lot of shooting. But the G41 M and the H, or M and the W, both required a lot of extra cleaning and maintenance in order to keep them running, far more than it should have been. And so when Walther redesigned their rifle into the Gewehr 43, they got rid of that gas trap system and just drilled a hole in the barrel and copied the SVT-40 gas system. Yeah, gas trap rifles were pretty common. A lot of people don't know this, but the M1 Garand was originally designed as a gas trap rifle. It did not have a gas port drilled in the barrel. It would just tap gas off the end of the gun as the bullet left the barrel to cycle the action. And they were going to put that into production, and then they had a test where the way the nose cap disassembled, it would basically pop upwards. Like, you would loosen it, you would take a screw out or something like that, and then you would pull the front of the nose cap upwards. The problem was, during one of the tests, the retaining system for the gas piston, or for the gas cap, fell out, and they didn't notice, and the gas trap system, or the front of the gas port, not the gas port, the front of the gas cap got wedged upwards slightly and caused a bore obstruction. And when they fired the next round, it blew the entire front of the system off the front of the rifle. So, think of your front sight, your muzzle, all of that stuff just boom, gone off the front of the rifle. Just blew it out because it obstructed the barrel. And so they looked at that and they're like, "Oh, this is a problem. We probably should not do this. If this happened to us during testing, it is guaranteed to happen in the field." So they redesigned the M1 Garand's front gas system to have a gas port, and that gave us the iconic M1 Garand front end. It was weird. It was a system that was liked because it was simple. You didn't have to fiddle with drilling a hole in the barrel and potentially causing accuracy and wear issues, which turned out to not actually be a big deal. You didn't have to screw around with the barrels. You could just make normal barrels and then just screw this gas system onto the end. That was the appeal of this gas system, and a lot of early semi-automatic rifles used this system. It just turned out to not be particularly clean, and it turned out, in a lot of cases, to be far more trouble than it was worth for its simplicity. Much easier to just drill a hole and then tap gas off the gun that way. All right, let's keep going. Hopefully this next battle will be a lot easier. What about the insane XP grind? The insane XP grind, yeah, it's still there. But if you're just running free to play, if you're playing a free to play game for free, and you're complaining about the XP grind, then well, that's kind of a you problem, I suppose. So easy to produce, annoying to maintain. Yeah, easy to produce, annoying to maintain, and also just it created other issues. In the case of the M1 Garand, there was a possibility that you could blow the front end of the rifle off. That's a barrel obstruction, and barrel obstructions in rifles are a big problem. If you get something stuck in the barrel and you fire a round down it, or something blocks the end of the barrel and you fire a round, that's not going to be a pretty thing. That rifle will not survive for very long.
The enemy is rushing the control point.
Okay, so they are coming from this direction. This isn't helping. Wow, not a single one of those rounds hit him. Like, excuse me? There we go, hit shot. Oh, come on. Well, I guess he did have a bolt action. As awesome as it is that bolt action's one-shot in order to keep, like, new players competitive, it is really fucking annoying to get one-shot by bolt action rifles. Again, I understand why it's necessary, but it doesn't mean I can't be annoyed by it. Having a bolt action rifle and having to take 2 shots to kill somebody would be so bad. Or at least 2 shots to down somebody. That'd be awful. Oh god. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh my god, you actually survived. Interesting. This game isn't going particularly well for my team either. Oh, come on! That was one hell of a bolt action snapshot. That is really, really fucking annoying. Wow, this team sucks. And the enemy team is playing really well, I should also add. Yeah, they're like barely building any beacons, and they're just clobbering us. These guys need to step it up. Then again, it might just be the fact that they're just like they're all new players. And they just don't have the equipment to do it, to win. Because as much as I hate to admit it, like, bolt actions against submachine guns, not great. Especially Russian submachine guns, because Russian submachine guns are just god tier good. Oh, come on, really? Ugh. I stand up and the round goes over his head. Damn it. You just can't win. Same issue with the SVT-38 last night. Yeah, it feels like they really nerfed the semi-automatic accuracy. Like, just across the board. I feel like my rifles have, like, a 10 MOA. Like, the semi-automatic dispersion is all over the fucking place. And I guess that's to boost bolt actions, but at the same time, it's like, god damn it. What the hell is the point of a battle rifle if it doesn't have similar accuracy to a bolt action? Oh, come on. That was a show shot. I wasn't gonna win that DPS fight. Wow, this team sucked. The ammo depletion with no rounds flying. I don't tend to get that very much. I've heard some people like complaining about it, but I don't think I've gotten it very much. Most of what I'm finding is just the accuracy is awful. Like in that one instance there where I stood up and I missed the guy, that one went right over his head. Like it would have won through his hat. It was so close to him. But it went just over his head, and then he killed me. Because the rifle's just like, oh, you moved. Also, rifles I've found don't tend to shoot to point of aim in a lot of cases. Like, the sights don't quite line up. And that's probably them just modeling the parallax effect, which is fine. But I found especially at range, like, semi-automatic rifles just, like, get crapped all over. I primarily run semi-autos on campaigns where they're plentiful. I agree that it feels like every semi seems to be shot to the point it's a smooth bore. Yeah, it's just, like, all over the fucking place. Like, it takes me 4 rounds to hit a guy that should have hit him in 2. Like, the first round missing, okay, I can understand that. Second round, okay, this really should hit him. And then it's just like, you just see the rounds going in like a 30-degree angle. Like, out of the barrel. It's like, what the fuck? Also, the nerfing of hipfire accuracy for semi-automatic rifles is really fucking annoying. Machine guns, that was okay, because machine guns were basically being used as heavy submachine guns. And that was just, like, there's no reason that a guy with an MG-42 should be able to just utterly replace a guy with a submachine gun. That's not really its role. Yeah, 15 yards and you see rounds going all around who you're shooting at. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm seeing it a lot. I'm noticing it even more with the MKb. The upshot with the MKb is that you have so many shots in your magazine, and you can fire so quickly with so little recoil that you can usually make up for it. Like, you can usually put enough rounds down range that it doesn't matter. I don't know, maybe they upped the shot deviation so that way when you get a fully upgraded weapon, the shot deviation goes down even more. Maybe they're trying to encourage people to get the more powerful weapons. Although currently that's not really possible unless you have a shit ton of gold to throw at it, because they still haven't implemented their new and improved what's it called? Their new and improved progression system for weapons. ADS with high cap light machine guns. Yeah, that would be nice. The other problem though is that they're kind of in a catch-22 because the current bipod system, it is quite frankly terrible. Like, it's there, it's something to allow machine guns to work, but a vast majority of the time, the bipod system doesn't work when you need it to, and it doesn't provide you wide enough fields of fire for it to actually be useful. Not to mention the fact that there's no suppression system. So, if you shoot into a group of AI with a machine gun, you may get like 2 or 3 of them, and then the 4th guy will just fucking nail you with a shot. Because he's an AI and he doesn't need to aim. So machine guns in the bipod system and the bracing system in general needs a total rework, like a complete and total rework in order for it to actually be useful. And it's part of the reason why I don't really run machine gunners anymore. Machine gunners used to be the meta. Like, if you didn't have machine gunners replacing your submachine gunners after a while, then you were doing it wrong. But since machine guns got nerfed, and since the bipod system sucks, they're not really useful in a vast majority of situations. Flamers are fun. Yeah, flamers are a lot better now that once they got a buff. They're still not as good as I would like them to be. I am still personally of the opinion that flamethrowers should be instant kills. They should act like they do in Rising Storm or Red Orchestra, where if you get hit with a flamethrower, you are instantly dead. And your guy just like falls over and starts screaming and so on. You shouldn't have to sit there and like hit a guy for 2 or 3 seconds with a flamethrower in order to kill him. Because all that means is that, first of all, you're extremely vulnerable. Like, as soon as you open up a flamethrower, everybody knows where you are. Second of all, it means that your flamethrower is not actually all that effective. And third of all, it just means that the AI is going to just turn around and boom headshot you when you're flaming them. When they shouldn't have any... They should have zero opportunity to really do that. Actively threaten to be burned alive ought to suppress people. Yeah, it should suppress people, and it should make them completely combat ineffective. If you get hit with a flamethrower, you are combat ineffective. I don't care who you are. Short of Jesus Christ himself, you should not be able to turn around and shoot the guy who just flamed you. I'm sorry, but that's not how it should work. Because considering the fact that flamethrowers are limited to their own specific squads, that's a squad slot that you need to sacrifice. Like, if you bring a flamethrower squad along, you are sacrificing something else in a vast majority of cases. And flamethrower squads should be specialists, in my opinion. Like, they should be specialist assault squads. TTK for flamethrower direct hit seems to be about the same as like a crappy SMG. Yeah, and it shouldn't be that. It should be basically like a bolt-action rifle. Like, you hit somebody, and then they either go down, or they're dead. Honestly, I think they should just die. Oh, that's T-26.
Our forces are taking the control point.
Okay. Keep that tank paranoid. Oh god. Where the fuck did that round go? There we go. Oh god. That hurt a lot. Oh, hi. How the fuck I managed to survive that, I don't know. Ooh. Oh god. I'm out of bullets. There's so many. Ah. Well, I got a ton of them, so that's okay. Actually, I'm gonna spawn my my engineer squad. All right. Oh, come on. All right, well that works. I'm okay with that. As long as it takes care of the tank. We've just got to get a lot of guys on this point. thankfully. Oh boy. Okay, this is a different objective. Low cap LMGs are still pretty decent and workable. Yeah, they're fine. But again, they're still hampered by the fact that the bipod system doesn't really work. Well, this didn't work. If the bipod system worked, then that would be different. But it doesn't. Okay. We need to get a brand new beacon here. Hey, Speed! How you doing, man? God damn it. Oh god. We just need to take out that tank. Oh god, that is a lot of them down there. Oop. There we go. I got a fair number of them. Fuck. Actually, I'm gonna take a tank. Because that seems to be what we really need right now. Are you kidding me? How is this? I fucking hate tank combat in this game. It's so bad. There we go. Ooh. Now that's a enemy tank. Ooh, okay, perfect. Ouch, that probably hurt. They had an anti-tank rifle over there trying to take me out. Oof. Aw, fuck off. God damn it. That was like the perfectly well-thrown... That was a perfectly well-thrown demolition charge. This thing is actually a pretty solid light machine gun. But it's still... is pretty dependent on the shitty bipod system. Oh, fuck off. Like, honestly, I should not have to press a button in order to deploy my bipod. I should be able to just go prone, bipod automatically deploys, I'm stabilized, I don't have to worry about that shit, and just start firing. Or get behind a piece of cover and do the same thing. Like, what the fuck is... What is this? How is this useful? Trick question, it's not. Yeah, having the reduction in vertical recoil perk helps, but not everybody's gonna have that. And I don't think that it's fair to expect everybody to have that in order to just make your light machine guns workable. And then you have fucking asshats like that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll bring another one of my sniper squads, but instead of the MKB, I'll give them the Gewehr 98 for longer range work like this. Oh god. I'm always out of bullets when I need them. I get fucking stunned by absolutely everybody and their goddamn mother. Now we got another fucking tank.
Our forces are in position. Excellent. Move out to the next control point.
Yeah, the MKB is doing great. Like, it's doing really well for me. Problem is, it's just like the rest of this team is just either incapable or something else. There we go. Got the T-26. And we did manage to cap this point. Credit where credit is due. The team did manage to cap the point. Oh god. Drive away! Drive away! Keep driving! Also, the fact that that your machine guns overheat so quickly is not helped by the fact that your machine guns in general don't do as much damage on tanks as they do for the infantry, which makes no fucking sense. I understand them trying to make sure that tanks don't become, like, just unkillable monsters, but at the same time, if they want tanks to actually be useful in supporting the infantry, they need to give them their capabilities, rather than just nerfing them into the ground for no reason. That's okay. I got a fair number of them. I mean, the lack of any HE performance on the lower caliber guns doesn't bother me too much. What does bother me is when there's alternatives and they refuse to use them. i.e., canister rounds for the 37 for the American 37mm on the Stuart. The Stuart shouldn't the Stuart really shouldn't be firing high explosive at infantry because honestly, its high explosive round was recognized to be just fucking terrible. What they should be doing, and what they continue to not do, what they should be doing and continue to not do is give it its fucking canister rounds and just turn the 37mm into a giant shotgun. Ah shit, I've just realized I can't build an anti-tank gun with this guy. I need to use the engineer squad to do that. Oh well, I'll just run out here and get killed. Oh! I overshot it! This is a really dumb place to put it, but I don't know where else to. But I don't know where else to do so. Oh, not that it matters anyway. We don't have any more points. Yeah, that wasn't gonna hit him. Oh well. I got 150 points. Like, I got 150 kills, and I, like, carried this team massively. If they can't win, that's not on me. That's their damn fault.
We've taken too many casualties.
Also, I think giving people a sniper to start with is a terrible idea. I think giving people a sniper squad right at the start is terrible for encouraging people to play the objective. I mean, the only reason why I bring as many sniper squads as I do is because they've actually got an assault rifle that allows me to get in close and actually, you know, take the objectives. It allows me to stay aggressive while also extending my effective range. The standard bolt-action snipers are not the way to do that. Could give him extra speed, but I'd rather just give him the, where the fuck? Well, as a submachine gunner, that'll work. Oh, what are the recoil stats like on this? So I want vertical recoil reduction. Horizontal, I'm not too concerned about. And then he can just unlock the rest of that. We'll work with that. And then there we go. That's what I wanted. Jesus. Shotgun consistency makes me sad. I haven't used shotguns in a while Once I unlocked the M1A1 Thompson for my Americans, I replaced all of the shotguns that I was using. I haven't used them since since long before the weapon tuning changes. I cannot wait for the new weapon progression system as well. Being able to upgrade your weapons with just bronze orders is going to be such a nice thing over having to just buy a crap ton of them. Got 2 4-star Model 12s that I can either one-shot like 18 dudes. Nice. I wonder when they're going to reintroduce the Browning Auto 5 semi-auto shotgun. Because they had that in the closed beta test for Normandy, and then when it went into open beta test, or they had that for the closed beta test for Enlisted, and then when they went into open beta, they removed it and replaced it with the Model 12. Also, I hope we get the version of the Model 12 with the bayonet lug, so we can put a bayonet on it and just War Crime Simulator. Use it on Tunisia only. Normandy is too much of a shit show. Yeah, Normandy is not in a great place right now. The Germans in Normandy are just ridiculously powerful, especially with the MP-43. Are you in the CBT for Ground Forces back before it came out? Bro, to give you an idea of how long I've been playing War Thunder, I was in the closed beta test for Air Forces. I've been playing War Thunder since September of 2012. Next September will be the 10th year I've been playing War Thunder. Which I believe is the longest I've ever continuously played a game. Yeah, Normandy was in a good place for a little while. Hell, I've been playing War Thunder for so long, I remember the days before they had a matchmaking system. Like, at one point, it was possible to spawn into a biplane and have an ME-163 go flying past you. Like, because I distinctly remember I got into a game with an ME-1, like the very first game I played, I got into a biplane, I don't even remember which biplane it was, got into a biplane, an ME-163 and a B-17 went flying past me in arcade. That was the very first War Thunder experience that I remember. I was there during when they had the 20-tier system, before they had the battle ratings. Yeah, I played Birds of Steel as well, and I happened to run across a video of War Thunder gameplay way back in the day of the D3A1 Val, and I recognized the model as from Birds of Steel, because I played the shit out of Birds of Steel. And I remember I left a comment on that video. I was like, this just looks like Birds of Steel but for PC. And so one of my friends eventually got me to try it out. And I actually, believe it or not, I actually didn't like War Thunder because I was in the closed beta test at the time for World of Warplanes. And I was really into World of Warplanes. And then I started, my interest in World of Warplanes started to wane quite a bit. And then when I went, and over time, I started playing War Thunder more and more and more, and I started getting more and more friends who were playing it. And I ended up just playing War Thunder continuously. But yeah, Normandy was pretty fun to play for a little while there, right before the MP-43 came in, because aircraft had finally been nerfed. Both the Allies and the Germans were pretty equal in terms of their equipment. Like, there was issues. I mean, the German tanks were still bad. Like, they didn't have anything that could counter a jumbo. But the map balance was pretty good. The weapon selection was pretty good. And then they fucked it. Yeah, World of Warplanes turned out to be a huge disappointment. Back in the very, very early days, like, it was okay. Like, it was fun. But War Thunder, frankly, just did it way better. War Thunder is the only flight game that actually feels like a flight game with mouse and keyboard. And this is coming from somebody who grew up playing a lot of combat flight simulators. Like the original IL-2 Sturmovix, Combat Flight Simulator 2, 3, Jane's World War II aircraft. That was those were the games that I grew up on. And so playing War Thunder with a mouse and keyboard was pretty nice. But I can definitely tell you from experience, playing War Thunder with a HOTAS system, like a hands-on throttle and stick, designed for a simulator, it's not as fun. It's very clear that War Thunder's physics and everything are tuned for mouse and keyboard, and that's fine. But if you try to play it with a joystick, you are putting yourself at a massive disadvantage. You just are. At least in aircraft. Tanks, not so much, but that's a different story. Alright, let's play one more here. Actually, how close am I? I'm making my way there. Actually, you know what? No, I'll do one more. But we'll do Invasion of Normandy as Germany. Because MP43 spam. I have 3 squads with 4 guys all carrying MP43s. You guys want to see Sturmgewehr spam? You got Sturmgewehr spam. What's my preferred campaign? I like Berlin and Normandy. And I've been playing a lot of Moscow lately. I think Normandy is probably my preferred campaign, if not Berlin. Tunisia doesn't particularly interest me at the moment, but that's probably because of the weapon selection that they have in Tunisia. Just isn't all that interesting to me. Because I'm a gun nut. Like, I love my small arms, so if you really want to attract me to a campaign, give it interesting weapons. Up until the MKb-42 was added, I wasn't particularly interested in the Moscow campaign. In this campaign, I've got a lot of mines, so I'm going to make use of them. Alright, well, I got all the mines out. That's all that's... Oh, God, hello. Where did you come from? I'm gonna take that, destroy that machine gun. FG-42 is an AR, has changed my mind. Not really, no. The FG-42 is a battle rifle. A very well-made battle rifle, and probably the best example of the battle rifle concept as it was intended. But it's still a battle rifle. Like, it still has some pretty fundamental issues. Oh, nice. My anti-personnel mine killed one. It was too light for full auto? Not really. The muzzle brake, especially on the second model FG-42, is actually very... And the fact that the entire action recoils slightly into the stock actually does a lot to tame the recoil on the FG-42. At least on the second model. The first model, I don't know. But the second model, definitely, is a very, very soft-shooting 8mm Mauser semi-auto and full-auto rifle. Like, it's actually one of the few full-auto battle rifles that's actually controllable in full auto. Hence why I said it's probably the best representation of the battle rifle concept. Because virtually every other battle rifle is just utterly uncontrollable. Yeah, it is way better than the first, especially in Enlisted. Like the first model FG-42, it looks great on paper, but the horizontal recoil on it is so high that you can't hit anything in full auto. And so it's just a 20-round semi-automatic rifle. That's all it is. What the hell? Oops. Ow. It's just a 20-round semi-automatic rifle. The second FG-42 has way less semi-automatic or horizontal recoil. It's like submachine gun levels of horizontal recoil. That combined with the low vertical recoil makes it just incredible. I want one in 308, but some dickhead ruined it for us. I really want to get a semi-automatic FG-42 because there's no way in hell that I don't think there's any way that I will ever be able to afford, let alone shoot a second model FG-42. Those things are so incredibly rare in the United States that they go for literally hundreds of thousands of dollars a piece. Like, I think there's less than 30 total in the entire United States that are registered. No, Chipman isn't actually, Chipman's, nomination for head of the ATF was withdrawn a few weeks back. Yeah, he's no longer going to be the head of the ATF. They were thinking of putting him in charge, and they withdrew that, they withdrew his nomination because of the massive backlash that they got for even thinking about it. Germans even make 2,000 FG-42s? They didn't make a lot. I think they got a couple of thousand, at least a couple of thousand made of the second model. The first model, I think they only made about 500 or something. Like, really tiny numbers of first model FG-42s. A vast majority of the FG-42s out there are second models. And quite frankly, the second model is better in a lot of ways. I'm going to preemptively destroy these MG-42s. Wow, the Americans just... They're just getting clobbered here. Oh, there he was. I was wondering where he went. Oh, really? That was the AI. I'm gonna leave a little present there for anybody who tries to come in that way, or this way for that matter. Okay, you don't have a landmine. That's okay. You know what the Americans are doing wrong here? They're not bringing any tanks. If the Americans brought tanks, even something like a Scott, or hell, even a Stuart for that matter, to destroy and suppress the machine guns that we have here, then their infantry would have a heck of a lot better of a time. But as it currently stands, they're just not doing anything. Oh, come the fuck on. That's artillery. Oh, come on. Oh, no, you don't. They got really close here. Wonder if they have a beacon somewhere. Oh, yeah, they definitely have a beacon over here. Oh, yeah, that's a beacon if there ever was one. Yeah, the lack of armor support can make a... Like, armor support can make or break a fight. What do you mainly use in the backpack slot? I'm just unlocking them myself and no clue what's best. Large ammo pouches. Like small ammo pouches if you don't have the large ones, but if you have the large ones, buy the large ones, for the love of God. They make so much of a difference, because without them, you only have like 2 or 3 mags? At best. But with them, you get like 7, 8, 9 mags. Like with, let's see, yeah. With a large ammo pouch for my Sturmgewehr, I get 240 rounds of ammunition. Whereas, otherwise, I would have, like, 60 or 90 at best. It makes all the difference. Those large ammo pouches. Oh god. Oh, they have spawn protection there. Yeah, so early on you want to put the backpack, you want to put the small ammo pouches in there while you don't have the large ammo pouches, because it'll just give you an extra mag. And that's like the biggest issue I run into in Enlisted is not like the biggest issue I run into Enlisted whenever I'm fighting is running out of ammo. Either running out of ammo in my mag or just running out of ammo, period. Because there's always going to be more targets than you're going to have bullets. Yeah, what's up? Damn. Fuck. Both of them are, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if you put a an explosive pack on top of that, if it will blow in the roof. Fuck it, as an experiment. Let's try it. Oh, I just threw it. No. No, it doesn't. One would think with a cracked open roof like that. There's a really high difference between the sights and the barrel. I never understood the MG-42 with the 50-round side mag. That's the light machine gun variation, or that's the light machine gun configuration of the weapon. And the mag isn't really a magazine as much as it's a belt holding device. It just holds a 50-round belt. Because otherwise you're stuck with the American system with the M1919, where you have to have a whole crew of guys carrying the gun around, and anytime you want to move the gun, you need to unload, pull the belt out, and then somebody needs to carry the belt and the gun and the tripod and move the gun. The advantage the MG-42 brought to the table was that you didn't need to do that. All of the, like, everything you needed to fire the gun was on the weapon. Everything you needed to fire the gun was on the weapon, so you could just pick the gun up and go. You don't have to disassemble it or unload it in order to move. In order to move easily. Lol. Yeah, here we are. Head kit. Wait. Ow. That was very likely a player. Oh man, these poor bastards. They didn't even stand a chance. Carrying spare ammo and barrels must have been a pain in the ass though. Well, that's the thing about the German squad. The entire squad acted as ammo bearers, including two specific guys whose entire job it was to carry ammo for the MG-42. The Germans understood that if they were going to have machine guns with this high ammo expenditure, they were going to need to find ways to carry that ammo. And putting all of that on the machine gunner, when the machine gunner would often need to pick up and move places, was just not going to work out. So while the machine gunner did carry some ammunition on him, a vast majority of the ammunition that he was using is actually carried by the squad. The British would use a similar system with the Bren gun. All of the riflemen in a British rifle squad, if you look at their uniforms, you'll see these two big packages, how do I say this? Two big, mag holders on the front, and that's to carry extra magazines for the Bren gun. So the entire squad would carry ammunition for the machine gun. In the German case, it was more everybody else would provide security for the machine gun, and the machine gun would in turn provide the main firepower of the squad.
Our defenses withstood the attack. We won.
And I think you only carried one or two spare. No, I think you carried 2 spare barrels as part of your kit, and you had ways to handle them. The assistant gunner, I think, might also carry ammunition as well as spare barrels. So the idea was to keep the machine gun mobile, or to allow him to stay mobile. He could set up in a position, provide a base of fire for the rest of the squad to either advance and take an objective, or to provide a base of fire under which the rest of the squad would act as defense to keep the enemy from being able to easily flank the machine gun. And so, whenever the machine gunner needed ammunition, he would get it from other people around him. Oh, very nice. Extra 400 enlisted gold is never a bad thing. Otherwise, you go to a penal battalion. Well, yeah, I mean, that was just... The standard German squad was 10 men. And 2 of those 10 men were ammo bearers for the machine gun. Like, their entire existence revolved around carrying extra ammunition boxes for the machine gun. And the German ammunition boxes were designed in such a way that you could carry two of them side by side with one hand. Like you could grab the handles, and two of them would fit side by side with each other, rather comfortably. So just by using his hands, a guy could carry what's 4 times 250. Could carry 1,000 rounds. It'd be heavy, but you could do it. The biggest MG ammo carrying miss, in my honest opinion, is not using the spare DP26 mags as chest armor plates. I don't think that getting shot in the chest with, when you have, like, live ammo on your chest is probably the greatest idea. Let's be honest, Miles, the old World War I MG08 tripod, the MG itself combined was like 105 kilo. Oh, yeah. But with an MG42, the 42 is what, like, I think it's like 6 or 7 kilos? Let me double check. Yeah, 10.5 kilos. So the gun itself is heavy, but it's 10.5 kilos. That's a heck of a lot better than fucking 30 or 40 kilos. And then you got all your buddies carrying your ammunition for you in these neat 50-round belts. You shot in the chest without it, though? I don't know, man. If those rounds start popping off and they're on your chest, I don't know, man. I'd probably just rather get shot in the chest, to be honest. So, I mean, something that isn't talked about in a lot, or that isn't shown really in a lot of video games, is the fact that MGs worked as a team with the rest of their squad. They carried a lot of extra, especially in the German case, they carried a lot of extra ammo with them, and part of the squad's entire duty was to just lug ammo around for the machine gun. And by the way, people were asking me what to do with the backpack slots. If you don't have these large ammo pouches unlocked for either the Americans, the Germans, whatever, use the small ammo pouches, because that will at least give you an extra mag. At the very, like, it gives you plus 10% ammunition. At minimum, it gives you a plus 1. It gives you one more magazine. And when you're talking about weapons with high capacity, all right, if I take away the ammo pouch, I've got 4 mags, 1 in the gun and then 3 in reserve. That's not a ton. Having the large ammo pouch bumps that from what? 4 mags to, well, hang on a second. Let me calculator. 240 divided by 30. Yeah, 8 magazines. So you double the amount of ammunition that you carry. Yeah, I'm aware of the MG08 14, 15, and 18. And those were portable guns, but they were anything but light. Like I believe the MG08 15 was still like 40 pounds or something like that. Like just obscenely heavy. And you 100% needed a sling in order to move that thing around. Now, the Germans did hold on to a lot of MG08 15s after the war because of their portability. And in fact, they would make some modifications to them. During World War I, the bipod could only be fitted at the center point of the gun, and that caused the gun to jump around a lot when it was set down and deployed and firing. So one of the modifications they did was they would move the bipod mounting out to the end of the barrel jacket so it would act more like a proper bipod, like on an MG34 or a 42. Yeah, I want to say the MG15 was somewhere around 25 to 30 kilos. Like, it was not a fucking light gun. Like, I feel real bad for any of the poor bastards who had to lug around an MG0815, especially in World War II. I was having a conversation with Military History Visualize the other night about this very issue, and he showed me a report. I'm not going to show it here because I don't have his permission to show it publicly. Ja. Kriegsgliederung der 251 Infanteriedivision. Or the Infantry Division. It had 405 leichtes Maschinengewehr 34, so the light machine gun variant of the MG34. 112 of the MG34s on Lafette mounts, the schwere Maschinengewehr 34. And then they had 53 Maschinengewehre 8 and Schlick 15. So they had 53 MG0815s. And this was taken from the 21st of June 1941, the day before the Germans invaded the Soviet Union. So the 251st Infantry Division had like 517 MG34s, and somewhere in that entire mess, 53 poor bastards were having to lug MG0815s to Russia. I think he said, Military History Visualized said that they had something like over 108 different types of artillery. No. They had 93 entries in their artillery unit, like 93 different guns, different artillery pieces, and they had 44 that they were actually using, because the other 50-something entries just weren't useful. Like, they didn't have any ammunition for them. At least you fire a lot of ammo before you need to reload, and you don't need to worry about overheating the gun. Yeah, it's nice in the sustained fire roll in that respect. But by the time World War II had come around, water-cooled machine guns were predominantly relegated to the role of medium machine guns. They were fire support weapons. Something that you would set up somewhere to provide sustained fire over a long period of time. And so, for example, in the U.S. Infantry battalions, there is part of the weapons platoon. There were 2 teams of M1917 Browning water-cooled machine guns from World War I. I think they were like the 1917A1s at this point. But they had 2 of these water-cooled machine guns that they would bring with them and set up somewhere and provide long, sustained rate of fire from either extreme range or just provide a lot of extra firepower during an attack. And they would complement the 30 caliber air-cooled 1919 machine guns. Anyways, folks, I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening there. Thank you guys very much for hanging out and watching. Thanks to everybody who hung out, and I will see you guys in later streams. I'll be back streaming tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I might stream more Enlisted. We'll see. But yeah, anyways, see you guys tomorrow, and then I will also be streaming Friday this week. I won't be streaming Saturday because I've already got plans for Saturday, but I'll be streaming today, tomorrow, and Friday. So, anyways, see you guys then. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you guys all later.